What? Right? You on time? Yeah, it was muted, but I was trying to see something. I'm trying to get my microphone to work, and I just don't think we got it yet. I don't think we got it yet. So I know. Okay, so you can hear me now, right? Now tell me if you can hear me. Hold on. All right, so I think I'm back. I'll figure it out. I don't know. We was trying to mess with it today to make sure that we could try it to see if it works, but I don't think that it's working the way I need it to work. So we'll figure it out one day, one of these years. But anyway, welcome everybody in. Hit the like button. Thank you guys for being here on this big Tuesday night. 2 more days till P. Diddy goes to court and gets his answer about his. Am I gone again? Come on, y'all. Or was that the last thing you said? So it is a condenser microphone. Is that wrong? I need help. Don't y'all know Wright was on time today? Like, what? He didn't have to get caught up. I have no clue. So what should I get? What do you recommend me get that I get? Because I'm like, at this point, do you hear me clearly? Are you getting an echo? Like, tell me what's going on. Because I don't know what a phantom power is. I don't know. Yeah. Hey, beauty is me. Welcome. Hey, Alberta, welcome. We are here. Welcome, right? Who else is up in here with us? Hey, Harlem, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. We appreciate everybody being here tonight. Everybody that is here, if you haven't already, take a half of a second, if that, to hit the like button and let me know that you're here so I can say hello. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell so you'll get notifications every time we go live, every time we post. How's everybody today? What is everybody up to today on this Tuesday? Did y'all have a good day? It's been a little rainy around here and I'm a little sleepy all day. I think we just automatically put that in our heads that we're sleepy because it's raining or we need to be lazy because it's raining. Not true though, but that's what we put in our minds. Hey everybody. Yeah, thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for coming in. So tonight we're gonna get started. We want to make sure that we can cover the letters. Now we're not gonna cover every letter. There's a few people I want to cover on these P Diddy letters, but there's some things I want to talk about before we get to Diddy. Diddy will be the last thing that we talk about tonight. In the letters, what we're thinking about the letters. Okay. So I'm going to give 30 more seconds and then we're just going to jump in. I forgot to put the link in the chat. So let me do that. All right. All right. So the link is out there if anybody wants to come up on the stage and join us. Hey, Joshua. Joshua's back. So listen, y'all. Joshua don't be playing. He don't be playing about this live over here. Love me some Joshua, right? So we was doing some testing on this microphone to see if the microphone was going to do right. Well, Joshua came in and stayed in with us. So we appreciate you, Joshua. He knew that we were testing, but he was like, all right, but I'm still coming back. Joshua's back, y'all. Hey, Joshua. Thank you so much for being here. So what I'm going to do, like I do every night, I'm going to share it out, share it to some of my friends, give them the link. While I'm sharing, you guys go and hit up some of your friends and invite them on over here. Okay, got that one. Let me send another one. There's a couple of things that I saw today that I want to share with you guys. Did you watch Steve Wilkos show in 2007? Yes, I was a Steve Wilkos fan. Still am. Still am. Yes. I did. I love me some Steve Wilkos. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, you guys. Again, if you guys want to come up on the stage, you're welcome to do that. If at any point I cut out, it don't sound right, you got your girls back because I need your help. I need your help. I know you know all about this stuff. I don't, but I'm trying to get there because next, after I get the sound and all that right, then I'm gonna start with my backgrounds and stuff like that. So we're trying to get there. So I appreciate y'all support, just hitting the like and keeping us in the algorithm so I can make sure this channel becomes where we want it to become, right? Um, Thank you, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. There's a couple of things. The first thing, I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but let's go ahead and share. What did I do with my stuff? We'll pull it back up. All right. So you guys, let me get the link. All right, so it's up there. All right, so Elon Musk's father is Errol Musk has been accused of sexually abusing his own children and stepchildren. Um, the man who y'all know I gotta have my glasses on. The man who fathered one of the world's most talked about tech moguls is now at the center of a storm of his own. Errol Musk, the 79-year-old father of tech billionaire Elon Musk, is being hit with some serious accusations. He's been accused of actually abusing five of his children and stepchildren since 1993, according to the New York Times. The accusations laid out in the New York Times report is not fresh news to the family. This traces back to 1993 when Errol's 4-year-old stepdaughter allegedly told relatives about being touched by him. A decade later, the same stepdaughter claimed she caught him sniffing her dirty underwear. Oh my gosh. Now, that isn't just one-off. That isn't just a one-off thing. The allegations are said to include two of his daughters and a stepson, too. According to the Times, three separate law enforcement investigations were launched, but it's a cold case for the most part. Two of the inquiries went nowhere, and the outcome of the third one is still a mystery. So, you guys, this is just awful. Like, I know this cannot be what is going on. That he would actually abuse his children and his stepchildren, sniffing their underclothes. Like, what has to be wrong? What has to be wrong with people? Elon and Nick Cannon are in a race to have the most kids, allegedly. How many kids Elon got? I just know that one little boy that told uh, Donald Trump he wasn't the president. So how many kids does Elon have? So this is Elon's dad that they're talking about. Elon Musk had 14 kids. I didn't know that. He can afford them though. He can afford them. But his dad, his father, is being accused now of actually abusing his own children and stepchildren. What about that? Like, money, does money just make you lose your mind? Or like, what happens here? But this is all alleged. They're saying that the cases are cold cases. They have gone nowhere. That they have been, like, this is not news for them, that they have been going through this and they have been voiceful about it, but it just somehow seems to go away. But that's that money thing, right? That's that money thing. When you have money, you can make things go away. Apparently, he isn't taking care of them. Multiple babies. Really? 14 babies. And now, how many does Nick have? So it's a shame that, this kind of information is coming out about his dad. But if it's true, they need to get on top of this. I don't know if it goes cold because they don't find nothing on this person. They close. Then they right. Nick is gaining. He's gaining weight. 14 to 12. I think they just need to stop. I think Nick may be done, possibly. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I saw that today, and I was like, "This is just a mess." But this is the first time that I've ever heard anything about anything that has to do with Elon, other than the political stuff and how rich he is. So it's just crazy. Hopefully, I mean, if it's true, then hopefully some things will happen. It will get noticed, and they will take it seriously. But that remains to be seen. So that's Elon Musk. Let's move on to the next because I want to get to Diddy and not keep us too long tonight. Ooh, what did I just do? Okay. Let's see what I did. All right, so let's move on. Let's do this one. Nick said if he had healed after his divorce, he wouldn't have so many. Really? From Mariah? All right. So let's listen to this. Russell Simmons is suing Kamora Lee. Says that he says that she stole $800 million from him in some investments or something, and he's trying to get his money back. So let's listen.
Like as a partner in marriage, I must have been a partner of what I hear.
Can we not hear it?
No, I was very generous and tried to be.
What's the problem? Can't hear it. Just a second, let me see.
I was good friends with this Tim Leisner. So I tried to be as flexible and as accommodating and supportive. And then, sometimes things don't work out. You've seen there's a lawsuit. I had no choice. I think Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Lord Buddha, anybody would have sued. What? It's a lot of money and it can help a lot of people. She gave what is now, today, based on the stock, $800 million to the government illegally. And now I'm fighting to get my half of it back. And it was in support of Tim, who, as you know, is a convicted criminal. And they stole, I think it was $6 to $8 billion from the Malaysian people.
Tell me real quick, can you hear it or did it go away?
His bail was my stock, which had no right to be.
Kamora alleges that
I'm gonna have to start it over.
Didn't use any of your own money.
What do you like as a partner in marriage? I must have been
a partner
of what I hear.
Did it go away?
No, I was very generous and tried to be supportive. We were together 15 years, Kamora and I. And for 8 years, we were married.
Anybody?
7 before that, we were back and forth. And then I was best friends with Kamora throughout the entire raising of my children. I'm the godfather to all 3 of her other children. I was good friends with Jaimin. I was good friends with this Tim Leisner. So I tried to be as flexible and as accommodating and supportive. And then, sometimes things don't work out. You've seen there's a lawsuit.
Harlan says she can hear. Can everybody else hear?
I had no choice. I think Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Lord Buddha, anybody would have sued. What? It's a lot of money and it can help a lot of people. She gave what is now, today, based on the stock, $800 million to the government illegally. And now I'm fighting to get my half of it back. And it was in support of Tim, who, as you know, is a convicted criminal. And they stole, I think it was $6 to $8 billion from the Malaysian people. And his bail was my stock, which had no right to be.
Kamora alleges that you didn't use any of your own money.
What do you like as a partner in marriage? I must have been a partner of what I hear. No, I was very generous and tried to be supportive. We were together 15 years, Kamora and I. And for 8 years, we were married. Another 7 before that, we were back and forth. And then I was best friends with Kamora throughout the entire raising of my children. I'm the godfather to all 3 of her other children. I was good friends with Jaimin. I was good friends with this Tim Leisner. So I tried to be as flexible and as accommodating and supportive. And then, sometimes things don't work out. You've seen there's a lawsuit. I had no choice. I think Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Lord Buddha, anybody would have sued. What? It's a lot of money and it can help a lot of people. She gave what is now today, based on the stock, $800 million to the government illegally. And now I'm fighting to get my half of it back. And it was in support of Tim, who, as you know, is a convicted criminal. And they stole, I think it was $6 to $8 billion from the Malaysian people. And his bail was my stock, which had no right to be.
Kimura alleges that you didn't use any of your own money. What do you like as a partner in marriage?
I must have been a partner of what I hear. No.
So basically what he's saying is he is saying that Kumar Lee used his money to do some bad investments illegally to the government, and that he's just trying to get his money back. He said they have been friends, like they were the best of friends. They were married. They were friends before that. He was godfather to her other children, but yet he's suing her for half of $8 million, $800 million. And so I think that's crazy. Like, I don't even think that, do we think that she has $400 million to Kimura? Is Kimura Lee like that? Like she got bands like that? Okay, is it too loud? Okay. So still, okay, what is Wright saying? Wright is saying steal or took what is hers. People forget how young she was. She was 17. She was groomed. I agree. And then I guess my other question would be, like, if he's saying that she stole it, like, how did she get her hands on it? Like, how did she steal it? And then to your point, right, what is rightfully hers? What is rightfully hers? Like, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. So you took her on before she was a grown woman. But does that, I mean, how did I'm still confused as to how she would steal that much money, or did she invest and that's what it made, and now he sees that money and he wants half of it because half of that is his, and she illegally did something with the government. Like, make it make sense. I need to know exactly. I need more specifics. And let me see if there's any specifics in this, because I didn't look at that part. Let's see. Yeah, no, I don't see where they're saying anything about it down here. But anyway, I believe every word, Russell. I believe every word, but Russell ain't innocent either. That's why he's in Bali, what it is. That's why marry a woman around your age, godfather of hip hop. She was 17, just what you were saying, right? She was 17. He was 34 when he started dating her. As soon as she turned 18, and he was 35, they married. So there's that. I thought he was on the DL. Good for her. Some people are saying good for her. I cannot understand these terms from my tax bracket. Wow, how much did he have? So basically, I mean, they're saying the same thing. Like, some people feel the same way, right? Like, he was 17 years old. And so she was groomed. You married a young girl, and she just was basically getting what she thought belonged to her. How can you say that she stole it? And why are we suing her for half of $800 million? Depends on their prenuptial divorce settlement agreement. Okay, so is it that she walked away when they got a divorce, that she took that with her, or what? Harlem says, I think it would have been hers. I don't know about stealing. Right. That's why I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Like, what is rightfully hers, right? What is rightfully yours hers, Kimora? What is rightfully Kimora's? And what is Russell's part? Like, what does he think is his part or his path of what? So that's the question for me. All right. I'm going to put, so real quick, I'm going to push this button and I want y'all to tell me, can you hear this? Okay. Can you hear this? And then we'll go to the next story. Did y'all hear something? Y'all hear anything? I'm trying to learn this so bad. I can hear it. I wonder, can y'all hear it? It's like, nope, can't hear it. All right, moving right along. So that's Russell Simmons. He is officially telling the people that he is suing Kimora for half of the $800 million. All right, let's move on. I'm going to do two more, and then we're going to get right into the Diddy thing because we need to talk about that really quick. What's the next one? Because we got these all day long we can talk about. Did y'all see this today? Let me share it. You heard me, but did you hear the hand clapping that I was trying to do? Because I have that stuff on here. I just don't know how to use it. Okay. All right, you guys. Did you guys read this or did y'all see this today? Steve Harvey's family overdose horror. TV legend really, after his son and daughter-in-law were found by police in vacation rental homes suffering from drug effects. Now, cops swarmed the locked home with guns drawn as terrifying screams echoed from inside. When they forced entry, they found Steve Harvey's son shirtless and panicked on the deck, begging for help. Inside, the scene was even more shocking. His wife, Amanda, was vomiting and semi-conscious. Another woman was screaming, "My body is dying." And a third was found completely naked and nearly unconscious by the front door. Jason Harvey admitted to cops that he and wife Amanda ingested a potent strain of psychedelic mushrooms known as, it didn't tell me what else is there, but, and then it stops. So it sounds like, I don't know. Now listen, I don't know if they are exploring mushrooms or if they have been doing mushrooms and just got a hold of a bad, batch or whatever. But this is heart-wrenching, and to find all of those people on vacation in a vacation rental and found that his son and daughter-in-law was begging for help, and he admitted to taking mushrooms. I don't even know what a mushroom is or what it looks like, but it just feels like something didn't go right, something didn't go well. So had they been doing these things, like I said, and then went on vacation and got some, and it was bad because everybody in the house was tripping? Or was it just some strong, potent stuff that they couldn't handle? So it looks like a real mushroom, right? Is that what you're saying? Do you chew it, swallow it, smoke it? Like, what do you do with it? Or all of the above? So whatever it was and however they used it, the police was there because they heard screaming. And thank goodness they were able to scream for help so somebody could come and save them before it was, oh, really? Oh, you eat it. Ew. And so I'm glad that they were able to scream for help and somebody heard them and got the police over there before it could have been fatal, before it was fatal. So that's unfortunate. I hate to hear that happened to his son and daughter-in-law and all the people on the home. And I hope that they're recovering well. But I didn't know if you guys had saw that earlier. So I just hate it. Faces, I don't think we want. No, I don't think that's something we want to know about. If it's making you get naked and all that, I pass. I pass. Just give me some Pepsi with lots of ice. Pepsi with lots of ice. It's just psychedelic. Lots of mushrooms are poison and several can kill you. Yeah. So have you ever seen them like grow in the yard, in people's yards? You walk, you drive by and you see these mushrooms. They always say don't touch those because they could be poison and they could kill you. So they got a hold of some stuff. Ain't nobody trying to figure it out. And I feel like they need to just stop. Just walk away. God spared you your life. Don't go back. Don't do it. Don't go back. All right, let's move on. But for real, all seriousness, I hope that they're okay, and that everybody recovers well from this and that they learn their lessons from it. All right, one more, and then we're going to jump right into P. Diddy because we got some stuff to talk about. Let's see. What's the last one that we want to do? Let me pick. All right, I guess we'll just jump right into P. Diddy. And so, because there's a couple of things we want to talk about. But let me read this first about him. So as you guys know, on Thursday, Sean Diddy Combs is going to actually find out if these charges, the two charges from the Mann Act, are going to be dismissed or thrown out, and he gets to or will they to stick and move forward with the sentencing on the 3rd. As we know, I'm sure you guys know by now, if you even follow the story, that a lot of people, even people that you have not even heard like stand up for him, has written some character letters for him. But I just wanted to read this really quick, just so you guys can have an idea about what's going on. So Sean Diddy Combs' attorney seeks sentence close to time served. So they're still planning for October the 3rd. They're wanting to see the sentence go like this: go into court. It's time for sentencing. Mr. Combs, stand up. This is your formal sentencing. On the record, for the record, we are going to grant you time served. That's what they want to see. Sean Diddy Combs deserves a prison sentence of no more than 14 months, a sentence that would effectively amount to time served. After a jury convicted him earlier this year of transportation of the purposes of prostitution, his attorney argued in a new court filing Tuesday, saying it's time for Mr. Combs to go home to his family. Combs, who was acquitted of more serious ex-trafficking and racketeering charges, have been jailed for more than a year since his arrest in New York. Mr. Combs must be sentenced for what the jury convicted him of: interstate transportation of fully consenting adults and intent to engage in prostitution. But it would be unlawful and a perversion of justice for the court to sentence him as if the jury had convicted him of ex-trafficking and RICO, or to increase his sentence based on the court's own findings and force or coerce or racketeering, defense attorney said in their sentencing memorandum to the judge. A sentence hearing is expected to be held on October the 3rd, according to the court. The memo runs 380 pages, including letters from Combs' mother, children, friends, and business associates, and takes aim at its apparent recommendations by prosecutors and the probation department for tougher sentences. Prosecutors have not completed their sentencing memorandum, and the probation recommendation is not public, though the defense suggests it is about 5 years. The prosecution, for their part, have lost all perspective, the defense says. The draconian approach makes Alice in Wonderland's Queen of Hearts seem benevolent. Instead of sentence first, verdict afterwards, the government's views is verdict be damned, lock him up, and throw away the key. Combs' attorney called this case unique since he made no money from the prostitution crimes. Instead, Combs transported Cassie Ventura, a woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane, and male escorts so and male escorts so he could watch them have X in various locations. Threesomes where fully competent adult men and women voluntarily crossed state lines and had consensual X with each other. The woman dispute whether the X was consensual. Defense attorney also appealed to Combs's character in urging the judge for a lenient sentence, calling him an extraordinary person who has made monumental professional and personal contributions throughout his 55 years and who wants to be with his family, a description at odds with the portrayal being prosecutors as a violent, controlling, unpredictable ex-fiend. He lost many loved ones, including his father, his best friend, Christopher Wallace, professionally known as Notorious B.I.G., as well as the love of his life and mother of his 4 children, Kim Porter, and most recently, his mentor, Andre Harrell, the filing said. These events were devastating, and for decades, Mr. Combs struggled with serious substance abuse issues, anger and anxiety, and other flaws that he did not properly or professionally address until his incarceration last year. Let me stop right there, because how has he properly and professionally addressed these issues while during this year of his incarceration, when he's only in a holding facility where they've already said you don't get the professional help that you need? Yeah, they have someone coming in to see him, but he's not getting this extensive help that he needs because he's not in a place where they can provide that for him. Just a note. So basically, that's the article that was released today. And in addition to that, we find that he has several letters that friends and family have written on his behalf, and they're called character letters, and they just basically are people that are pretty close to him, that knows him very well, and is speaking on his behalf, that will go to the judge. Now, there's a lot of letters and they're long, so we're not going to read them all. We'll say who all wrote the letters, but we're not going to read them all. We're just going to talk about a few of the letters that are really important, and probably really important for the judge to read. In Combs, in Sean's, and Puff's eyes, that the judge, he's hoping the judge will read them all and take into account what they all have said in his defense, or to show his character to them. So in total, Harlem, I'm finding out from Harlem, there were 65 letters in total. And if you guys realize this, if you don't know, if you didn't follow or whatever, like, nobody came out and spoke on his behalf. The only people that showed up were his family to court. Like, there was nobody speaking because everybody was afraid of their brand being tarnished or them being blacklisted or whatever. So they did not show up on his behalf. And so, but now you got 65 letters. And yeah, a lot of them are his family. But there's some friends and some business partners, or some people in business, even a doctor's in here. So let's take a look at some of the letters that we have. We have them all, but we're not going to look at them all. But what I will do is we will talk about, let me see, can you guys see that? Is it not up there yet? Okay, there we go. Let me see what the chat is saying first. It's just psychedelic acid, etc. Ooh, can help heal trauma, but you have to know what you're getting. They're leaving out a big part. The recommendation is a nonviolent offender, not violent ones. 65 in total. When you go to court, the prosecution can bring out things from your life you didn't want uncovered. That's a lot for the judge to go through. Yeah. Hey, Montana. Yes, I agree, Harlem. Like I said, and some of these letters that I was looking at are from one person, are like 3 pages long. And I'm thinking, is he going to literally sit and watch and read every one of these letters? And how much of this is he going to take into account for what, that will make a difference or not in the way that he sentenced him. But so on page 1, it just tells you all of his lawyers. But this page right here exhibits 1 through, I think she said 65. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, 1 through 65. a letter from his mom. There was Keisha Combs, which is his sister, someone named Dallas Austin, Tiffany Brown, LaWanda Lane, who is Lala, who takes care of his children or helps him take care of children, lived with Kim for like 18 years. And then when she passed away, moved in the home with Sean to help care for his kids. So that's Lala. Justin Combs, Quincy Brown, Robert House, Normandy Keith, Ebony Electa Ware, Marsha Irving, Karen Lindsay, Chance Combs, his daughter Delilah and Jesse, his daughters Nicole Oliveira, letter of Derek Rosaria, Chuck Boone, letter of Kim Etheridge, Carla Lemons, Dana Tran, we've heard that name before, Marlon Hatcher, Valerie Payton, Christian Combs, Junie Choi, Rajit Romaine, Hadmira Leacock, Jamil Spencer, Sarah Chapman, Stephen Dent, Judith Green, Trevin Jones, Claudine De Niro, Ariel Malone, E. Shea Amlabi, Carisha Brownlee, Young Miami, Christopher Hicks, Jeff Burrows, Robert Celeste, Terry Haskins, Vashta Wilson, Sath Smith, LaShawn Ogans, Shannon Ridley, Hillary Weston, Mark Turner, Stephen Hill, Neil Dominique, Brittany Hall, Lewis Johnson, Philpott, Ray Philpott, Jerome Ferguson, Carlton Thomas, Lucia Rodriguez, Desmond Ryan, Angela Electra, Marlon Grimes, that's 56, Charles Alexander, Karen Anderson, Lewis Jones, Lucas White, Cheryl Gentry, Stevie Jordan. There's Stevie, where you been, Stevie? Christopher Terrell, Aaron Arnold, Alan Barkoff. Now, under seal is Dr. Richard, and I think these are like his doctors, and Dr. Meg Kaplan. So those are all the people that wrote a letter of character for him. Now, again, we're not going to talk about every single last one of them. We're not going to read them. But before we get into this, go ahead and hit the like, you guys. Again, thank you for being here. Don't forget to share this out. Invite your friends over here. And so what I wanted to say is, as I was reading these letters, I think what really got me, yes, at the end, she said, Judge, that's a good man. You go, girl. Your man. So, honey, she's standing 10 toes, and I'm not mad. Dallas Allen is a producer, yes. So I'm trying to figure out, did I interview Dallas? I can't remember, but he sure sounds familiar. I know it was a Dallas, but I don't know. I think the Dallas I'm talking about is a big movie producer, music producer. But anyway, hold on. Really see here. Okay. So anyway, what touched me, and I don't, so as we've been saying, Judge Subramanian, he's very unpredictable. Like, you can have your assumptions and you can say what you think. And I think that's in any court, right? You can say what you think might happen, but we just don't know. Here's my assumption. I feel like on Thursday, I don't think that he's going to overturn any sentencing. I don't think he's going to throw it out and then there'll be a retrial. I don't think they're going to go through that whole process again. I think that they're going to stick to what he's charged with. Okay. Even despite these letters, I think that that's what he'll do. My opinion only. What do you guys think? Put in the chat what you think. That's just, and it's just our opinion. What do you foresee happening on Thursday? I just feel like they've been shot down so many times. No bond. Even when we thought maybe he might get out. And Judge Subramanian really made me think he was going to let him out, and he didn't. And so they have written up some really good reasons for why, and they still didn't let him. Wright is saying he's not coming home. So I don't think that he will overturn the sentencing, the guilty of the guilty charges, the 2 charges that carry up to 10 years. Um, and that's for Thursday for me. That's just how I feel like the outcome will be. It could be different. Like I could be floored, right? And then on October the 3rd, which is the very next week, I believe, or something like that, October the 3rd for sure is sentencing. And what they're asking for, as we read, they're asking for time served. Do I think that Judge Subramanian will give him time served? I don't think that Diddy's going to get to walk on October the 3rd. I don't think he's going to get to come home. Now, do I think that they will give him some horrible amount of time? My prediction is that they won't give him this horrible amount of time. But my prediction is also, my assumption, my opinion, is that they won't give him time served on October the 3rd, even despite the letters, okay? So when you go through a court of law and you're facing charges or whatever, your sentencing that's coming up, like his attorneys are doing everything they're supposed to be doing for him, right? They're putting the work in. So they went to all these people and they was like, will you write a character letter for him? Can you write a character letter for him? This is why it's important for you to do that, right? And so he got 65 people plus to write this letter for him. Some of the touching things that almost brought me to tears was his children's letters and his mom's letter. So Janice is one that we will read. It's not very long, but this was just kind of touching to me because this is his mom and didn't realize that she had had brain surgery. She has diabetes and she's just crying out, just let me sit at the dinner table with him again. You know, these are just my heart. I'm just I have sympathy for people. I really do. And I feel sorry for his mom because our decisions can hurt our parents sometimes. And so I think this is what happened with his family. So here's his mom's letter. Dear Judge Subramanian, my name is Janice Combs and Sean Combs is my only child. I'm writing this letter to implore your honor to please have mercy on my son. This is so sad. Sean has always been a loving and caring son. On December the 21st, I will be 85 years old. The separation for the past year while Sean has been incarcerated has been excruciatingly difficult and painful for me and his children. I would like to be able to spend the last few years of my life with my son, Sean. Unfortunately, my son has made some terrible mistakes in his life, which I know he recognizes. Sean was 2 years old when his father passed away, and I raised my son as a single mother. I was also caring for my elderly, ailing mother. I worked 3 jobs to provide for my son, to provide my son a good education. I drove a bus from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. Then in the evenings, I worked at the United Cerebral Palsy home caring for patients. I also worked on the weekends as a salesperson in the clothing store. When my son was 9 years old, tragedy struck the family. Tragedy struck the family again. We were informed that my brother had died of a drug overdose, leaving his 5-year-old daughter, Keisha, an orphan. My brother and my niece were my only remaining family members at the time of his unaliving. I suddenly found, at the time of his demise, I'll say that, I suddenly found myself having to adopt my niece to prevent her from going into foster care. So see, I didn't know that. I thought that she only had Sean. So Keisha is not his biological sister, but she is his first cousin, raised as his sister. Did not know that. Despite all of these traumatic experiences, Sean somehow managed to be a good student. He performed well in school and always promised to work hard to provide for me so that I would not have to work 3 jobs ever again. As a teenager, he worked as a newspaper delivery boy and held other after-school jobs to assist with the household expenses. Nothing was really easy for my son growing up. Even when he started making his music, he faced rejection and the clubs would not play his music. They just did not think he was good enough. This did not make my son angry at the world. He kept going, never giving up, until eventually his hard work paid off. He did become very successful. I have to say that I saw how success also comes with tremendous amount of responsibilities, which was sometimes overwhelming. Still, with all of that, my son managed to be present for his children, caring, loving, and making sure his children's needs were met and instilling values in them. I also depend on Sean for emotional support. He always looked after my health and well-being. This was crucial as I have no one else to care for me. 4 of his children lost their mother not too long ago. The kids, especially the boys, are still having a very difficult time dealing with the loss of their mother. The loss of their father has been devastating. I will never excuse any wrongdoing committed by Sean. I was always very strict with him growing up. I appeal to the kindness of your heart to allow my son to be able to sit at the dinner table with his family, to allow him to raise his children and to instill in them the need to be respectful, get an education, and just be God's children with love in their hearts. Please allow my son to be present in his children's lives and be able to answer any questions his children may have, to be able to help them through any difficulties they might encounter in their lives. I beg your honor to let him help them through the healing processes of the loss of their mother and the pain of sleepless nights they have had since Sean's incarceration. My health has deteriorated these last couple of years. I had 2 brain surgeries. Oh, I did not know that. I had 2 brain surgeries and monthly follow-ups. I am having a real difficult time controlling my diabetes. My doctor informed me that the diabetes has affected my heart, which may result in a stroke. I don't know how much longer I will be around, but I would love to be able to see him and his children together again. Respectfully, Janice Combs. So, what do you guys think about that? Like, Corporate Luxury said, cry me a river. So with me and my little heart, I just felt really bad for her, because parents do have to suffer sometimes for their children's decisions that they make. And Sean just wasn't making a lot of good choices. And so now his whole entire family has to suffer behind that. And he was the breadwinner. He's the one taking care of them. And they feel like that's gone. Right, says, I have empathy, but was he thinking, all right, exactly. Like, this is what, see, with you, I love how you guys interact and you say what's on your mind, because this is exactly how the judge is looking at it. This is just exactly how the prosecution is going to be looking at this stuff, right? Right says, I have empathy, but was he thinking about how this would affect others around him when he was getting freaky deaky? So, hey, and then corporate just bars none, right? I have no sympathy for him. He should have gotten therapy, but instead he chose to abuse Cassie. Get the F out of here, right? Sad story sometimes. Yeah. Yep. Corporate says, cry me a river. I think he should get some time, but he might not. And that's why he might get off based on his mother's health. We will see what happens on October 3rd. Yep. We will see. But this is the whole strategy of the attorneys, right? To have these people, especially his family and kids, especially his mama and his children, to write these letters. So I really wanted to share her letter, and why, while I don't condone anything that he did wrong to Cassie and to the others, because that was dead wrong. The things that he did, you can't unsee that. It happened and it wasn't right. I still have sympathy or empathy for his mom, and that kind of hurts. So that's mom. So let's move on to the other letters that I wanted to share, because we can't do them all. So then we move on to the next letter, and it's going to be, these letters are not very long, but I was gonna I'm not gonna read Keisha Combs. That's his sister, kind of saying the same thing about him that his mom said, but I do want to do Dallas Austin, who is a producer in the business. And see, and the reason I want to do this is because I didn't hear from any of these people during his trial. Like, we didn't hear from none of these people. It was like crickets until his verdict. And then everybody wanted to start saying something, right? So no one really came out publicly. Maybe they were in the background silently or, behind the scenes, but we didn't see that. But he says, Dear Judge Subramanian, my name is Dallas Austin, a music and film producer. Man, is that him? I may have interviewed him. But anyway, my name is Dallas Austin, a music and film producer that has worked in the music industry for 35 plus years. I have produced for artists such as Bad Boys Entertainment, TLC, Madonna, Lionel Richie, just to name a few. I have received many accolades for my work and have known and respected Sean Combs and his body of work as it relates to the music business. It is with genuine admiration that I write this letter on behalf of my friend Sean Combs. I have had the privilege of knowing him since the 90s, and during that time, he has proven to be a family man, a tireless professional, and a respected leader in the music industry. I have admired the dedication he has given to the companies over the years. As I have become to know Sean over the years, he has become like a brother to me. I have always seen him as a man of unwavering dedication to his loved ones, his family, especially his mom and children. He's a devoted father whose family always comes first. The balance he maintains between his personal and professional life is both inspiring and admirable. In this music world, Sean Combs is a force to be reckoned with. Through years of hard work, creativity, and perseverance, he has built a reputation as a key influencer in the field. His contributions, whether through productions, promotions, talent development, or leadership, have helped shape the careers of many and brought value to countless projects. He has an extraordinary ability to connect people and inspire collaborations, bringing out the best in the artists he has worked with. As a friend, I look at the positive influence that he has had on the music business. I think back at the time that I was in London and found out he was in Italy, so I met him there. I think back on our conversations of how to become a better man. He specifically asked me how he could become a better person, how he could give back and get involved with community. I think these were the beginning thoughts of his prep school. I can remember us going to different churches and different denominations. I often refer to this as our spiritually guided weekend. Both Sean and his music have made his historic mark in the music history, and anyone young or old cannot deny that they have not been touched, influenced, motivated, or simply taken to a place in a time when hearing his music. I am hoping for leniency so he can heal, pray, and seek needed counseling. Sincerely, Dallas Austin. I got to see what y'all are saying because I can't see them while I read that. They don't ever separate, ever. Corporate luxury, I can agree. He should have never admitted to being abusive, even though we all saw it. Big mistake. So I didn't understand, why did the twins write one letter they don't have separate relationships with him? Yeah, like that's kind of weird. Everything they do is together. Like that would have been an added letter. You tell yours, let me tell mine. But I mean, I guess that's just what they do. Mama should have had him pick a switch. Yup. When do twins separate? So Dallas used to date Kim way back when. Yeah, but I'm trying to think what movies he produced. And if I knew what movie, I could say, or what he looked like, so I can see if that's him. And then Dallas has a questionable past. Dallas, what you got going on? All right, so that was Dallas, and I just wanted to read that from a business perspective because I didn't hear from anybody like that. Then you got Tiffany Brown, but I want to keep going past. Oh, Tiffany Brown is the doctor. And the doctor, of course, is going to tell all this good stuff about him, how she feels like, if he gets the right help, that he will be all right. He's going to be all right. But they keep saying that he's gotten help from while he's incarcerated, but they've already came and said that. I'm sorry, you guys. They already came and said that they can't give him that kind of help that he needs in the holding area. So this is Justin Combs, and y'all forgive me, or not, but I do feel sorry for these kids. I feel sorry for his mom, especially when I read something like this, even knowing, I just feel sorry. So my name is Justin Combs, and I am the firstborn son of Sean Combs. I write to you with both a heavy heart and a hopeful spirit because I want to share not just who my father was to me, but why his presence is so vital to our family's survival and healing, our family's survival. They feel like if y'all don't let him out, we ain't gonna survive. We're not gonna survive. Since his absence, life has felt incomplete. Each morning I wake up praying it was just a nightmare. My father has been there for me every day of my life, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and in the deepest sense of what it means to be a father. I know how rare that is. Growing up, many of my friends didn't have fathers around. They would often turn to my dad for guidance, comfort, and even discipline. And he opened his arms to them as if they were his own. To the world, he may be a superstar, but he is my world. But to me, he is my world. Only now, in his absence, do I fully realize how much of my identity, strength, and faith in myself comes from him. Sure does. One of the clearest memories I carry with me of him is of him standing on the sidelines of my football games. He wasn't just cheering from the stands, he was coaching me, challenging me, and most importantly, believing in me. When I wanted to quit after tough practices, he'd sit with me, put his arms around me, and remind me that greatness is earned through patience and persistence. I can still hear him saying, "You're stronger than you think, son." The words carried me then, and they carry me now. But just as powerful as those moments of strength were softer ones. I remember being a little boy, and my dad would sit at the edge of my bed at night, reading to me until I fell asleep. Sometimes he'd make up his own stories, always with lessons about courage, kindness, and family woven in. Even as tired as he was from work, he never let me feel alone at the end of the day. Those quiet nights, hearing his voice tell me I was safe and loved, and memories I will carry for the rest of my life. That was my dad at his core, gentle, protective, and always making sure his children knew how deeply they were loved. When my football career ended, I went into a deep depression. I felt like I had failed. The weight of public expectations crushed me. The weight of public expectations crushed me. I was lost, and I carried a darkness I couldn't shake. My father, despite fighting battles of his own, reached into my pain and pulled me back into the light. He gave me this time. He gave me his time when it was one thing he had so little of. He reminded me that I was worthy of love, forgiveness, and grace. My father saved me, and I say that with all the honesty in my heart. My dad is not perfect. I know he's made mistakes, and I do not deny that. But I refuse to let those mistakes erase the truth of who he is. Loving, present father who has instilled in me and my siblings the importance of respect and honoring women. The respect of honoring women. The respect of honoring women and of standing tall in the face of adversity. He is the anchor of our family, the one we look for guidance and reassurance. Right now, my sisters are especially vulnerable. They no longer have their mother, and without my dad, they lack the steady hand and protective love they need. I try to step in as their older brother, but nothing can replace the unique comfort of a father's presence. On top of that, my grandmother, who has recently endured brain surgery, longs for her son's support. We are a strong family, but our strength is rooted in him. Without him, the foundation feels like it's cracking. I bet it does. I bet it does. Your Honor, I believe my father still has so much more to give to the world, but even more importantly, to give his children. Every day that passes is time he cannot get back with us. Time that my younger siblings desperately need in their formative years. His wisdom, his love, and even the lessons from his darkest moments can be a gift not just to our family, but to others who look up to him. I humbly ask from the deepest part of my heart to see my father the way I do, not through headlines, but through the eyes of a son who loves and needs him. Please allow him the chance to come home, to be the father his children desperately need, and to continue to work and to continue the work of becoming the man I know he is capable of being. My siblings and I cannot get back the lost time, but we pray you will give the gift of having our father back in our lives while we still have time with him. Thank you for hearing me and for considering the weight of what his presence means to me, to my family, and to the world he continues to impact. Respectfully, Justin Combs. I don't think that Justin wrote that. I think somebody helped him write that. So what are y'all saying about Justin? Let me get over to these. Misa only one didn't write a letter. I didn't see one from her. Dallas looked like he's mostly produced music But according to IBDM, he produced ATL and executive produced on Drumline and Acid Girls. Man, dude is 55. He is not 23. Right? Right. And then he said they say to let him come home to raise his kids. He only has one little baby. The other kids have been raised, but he does have a little baby. We got to understand that. So, and then the next one is from Quincy. I really want to read this one just because Quincy is not his biological, but he's been in his life since he was 4. And so I was really curious about what Quincy was going to say. And I feel like some of this is what Quincy would write. My name is Quincy Brown, and I'm the son of Kimberly Antoinette Porter, my stepson of Mr. Sean Combs. My biological father is Albert Joseph Brown III. I call my stepfather Pops when referring to him, so I will do the same in this letter to you. I was around 4 years old when my Pops came into my life, and he has been the only father figure in my life for as long as I can remember. He stepped in and stepped up as a father at an important time in my life during my most informative years in a way that no one else could have. He poured his love into me in a way that I couldn't quite recognize as a child, a love that I'd only received from women in my life. It was unconditional, safe, unwavering. It still is. He put me first. He went out of his way at any and every opportunity without hesitation to make me feel like he'd been there the whole time. Having never experienced the love of a father before, it was all so foreign to me. I didn't know that I was a recipient of a man's love. That's it. And so I began to witness the love that he had for my mother. It was tremendous and true. The love they shared brought new blessings into my world when I became a big brother to my brother, Christian, and my twin sisters, Jessie and Delilah. The birth of my siblings changed the lives of my mom, my pops, and myself in the most beautiful way. I love my younger siblings more than life itself. And in the absence of our parents, I've tried my best to step up for them in the same way my pop stepped up for me. Our mom passed away in November 2018. Losing her was the hardest thing my siblings and I have ever dealt with. Oh, so sad. I think it was the hardest thing my pops has ever dealt with too. Unexpectedly, he became the only person we could turn to. He became our rock. Losing her sent all of us into a dark place. After striving every single day to make her proud, her passing left our world in shambles, left us unsure of what to do, and left us questioning what life ahead would be like. My pops, as he always done for his children, stepped up and made it a priority to be present with us at a time when he didn't even know how to be there for himself. Having to say goodbye to our mother brought us closer in a way that only grief could. Though our loss was felt deeply, we learned our family's strength during the most difficult time of our lives. Following my mother's passing, my pops further strengthened our bond when he asked me to help with raising my sisters. It was in that moment that he instilled his trust in me and reminded me of all our special connections as a father and son. My sisters were entering their teenage years that were sure to be challenging without our mom. He truly didn't know what to do and struggled to fill the role that only a mother could, but he tried his best and he asked me to help. He wanted and was willing to learn about what life is like for the younger generation. He wanted to know how to connect with my siblings and they entered crucial moments in their lives. Though it could never be fully achieved, he wanted to minimize the pain and suffering that his teenage girls would feel without their mother. When work took him away from home, he leaned on me to step up. He called for check-ins daily, more than we'd ever spoken on the phone before, simply because he wanted to become a better dad. He always aimed to be the best dad that he could be. This is clear in the way my pop shows up for all of my siblings, not just my mom's children. He made tremendous efforts to put family first, and he's created family first traditions that we all look forward to. Unity can sometimes be challenging for such a large family, but my pops achieves it well. The unity and family first mentality that we all have has been shaped by his leadership and love. It's the type of leadership and love that every family needs. My pops isn't a perfect man, but he is a dedicated father with a heart we're lucky to know. He loves his children and would do anything for us. We are the ones that can help him heal and grow. We're the ones that can help him learn from his mistakes. And we're the ones that can help him face whatever struggles he may encounter in his personal life. My siblings and I would like to welcome my pops home immediately so that we can help him as he continues to work on his struggles and heal in a private setting, following all that has been shared publicly with the world. Beyond the unconditional love and support he has provided to my siblings and I during our lifetime, my pops has always empowered us to become who we want to be. Now we'd like to support and inspire him to become who he'd like to be in his next chapter of life. He needs us just as much as we need him. Thank you for taking the time, Quincy Brown. Sorry, I had to put that candle out. All right, so hey, APZ on the tube. She said, I was thinking the same thing. Someone else wrote that. So I feel Quincy is only one to talk about situations with him and his biological So I feel Quincy is only one to talk about situation with him and his biological father. Kim's friends really bashed Albie Shore in their letter. Wrong place. Sure did, because Lala bashed him in this letter to the judge. Yep, sure did. All right, so let's move on. We're getting to the last few. I just wanted to really get the kids for sure and mom. Not sure who Robert House is. He's a former employee. This next one is not Normandy Keith. Do y'all know who Normandy Keith is? Ebony Electra Ware. Love and money. So she was friends with Kim Porter. Chance. So let's do Chance. This is his daughter, Chance. Well, these are just sad for his kids. My name is Chance Combs, Sean Combs' oldest daughter. I'm writing this letter on behalf of my father. I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart to consider him returning home to our family in October. My dad has always been our foundation. He's not only a hardworking businessman, but he's also the one who makes sure we're cared for and supported. He takes care of my grandmother, his elderly mother, and he's always been there for us no matter what. We've missed so much over the past year with him and can't imagine him missing any more milestones in our life. Growing up, my father taught me the importance of hard work, honesty, responsibility, and giving back. He's instilled in me what is to be dedicated to your passion and work hard for everything in life. I've seen him help people in our community give his time and energy without asking for anything in return, and work hard every day to support those he loves. This situation has been really hard for all of us. It doesn't feel right at home without him here. We miss him every day, and I know how much he wants to be with us and face the situation responsibly. Some of my siblings do not have their mother and are now missing a father figure in their lives. We miss him deeply and need his presence, especially now. I understand the seriousness of what's happening, but I also know my father. He just needs the opportunity to come home, be with his family, and prepare for what's ahead and handle his legal matters. Plus, please take this letter as my honest and heartfelt request to have him return home to us. It would be a blessing to have him home with us for the holidays. We need our dad home, and I truly believe that giving him this chance will make a difference for all of us. Thank you for taking the time to read this letter. Our family needs him, and we are ready to support him every step of the way. Sincerely, Chance Combs. Yeah. They're all saying the same thing. And I think somebody's helping them write and what to say. Like, I just wanted it to be an authentic letter, which I'm sure they feel that way. So this is the twins' letter together that they did not write separately. They wrote it together. Everything they do is together, so that's okay. Dear Your Honor, we are writing this letter to you as Delilah and Jessie Combs, the daughters of Sean Combs. We are 18 years old. We are 18-year-old young women that freshly graduated high school. Our lives has been like no others. On November the 15th, 2018, our lives changed in the biggest way. That was the day we lost our mother. She was everything to us and the most amazing mom we could ever ask for. Since that day, Sean Combs, our father, has stepped up and has had to play the role of both parents in our lives. It was a very hard adjustment, but our dad has done everything he could to make it easy as possible for us. He's shown up to everything to support us no matter what. He has taught us how to become great young women as we grow into adults. He has given us advice as we chase our dreams and goals. He has nurtured us. The list goes on. He has always been nothing but the best father to us and all of our siblings. On September the 16th, 2024, our worlds shattered. That was the day our dad was arrested and sent to jail. On that day, it felt like we had lost everything. Ever since then, we have been forced to navigate our lives during an extremely hard and overwhelming time without parents. No mom or dad to go to when we are sad, happy, excited, nervous, stressed, lonely, anxious, overwhelmed, or depressed. The world can be very evil. The world can be a very evil place. And when people try to tear you down, sometimes you need your mom or your dad to go to for love and support, which we don't have. We have gone through such important and challenging times in our lives, such as becoming seniors in high school, starting our new business, cheering at our school's football and basketball games, graduating high school, the passing of our great grandmother, who was our mom's grandmother, so many other tough times, all without parents. But our dad has tried to be the best to make us all still feel loved and support through it all. Even though he hasn't been physically with us, he's still been the best father he could be. He has tried his best to still try to communicate and check on all his kids, despite the conditions he is in, because he truly does love and care for all of his kids and family. Aside from being our dad, he is such an inspiring person. He always wants the best for people and allow people to chase their passion and dreams through his advice and teachings. He continuously provides positive impact on people's lives. We haven't been on this earth for very long, but we can tell you ever since we can remember the amazing memories, with our dad, he has never felt to be an incredible father to us. He has always taught us to be kind to people because you never know what they are going through. He has taught us to always give back to our community. On certain holidays, he would take us to the less fortunate areas and wherever we were, and give back. For instance, one Christmas, we went out to a neighborhood in Miami that was less fortunate and gave them money to take care of whatever they needed, whatever they were in need of. Another time on Thanksgiving, we volunteered at a shelter and gave out food to the less fortunate that didn't get to have a Thanksgiving meal that same way, that day. He always just been such a caring and giving person, and he has taught us to be that same way. We are proud to be his daughters, and we're beyond grateful for the endless support, guidance, and the love he has shown us throughout our entire lives. Our family has faced many challenges through the years, but no matter what, we continue to stick together through it all. We know who our father truly is: a caring, loving, generous, passionate, and dedicated man. Words can't explain how much we miss him, and we hope that you deeply consider returning him home to us. Thank you for your time. With love, Delilah and Jesse Combs. What are y'all saying over here? Okay. Caught up on the chat. So that was them. And I wanted to get to Stevie J's and Carisha's because I don't know if you guys have heard Carisha's letter, but that was kind of funny. And then I wanted to do Stevie's and then we'll be done because there's so many more, but we can't get to everybody. Oh, his wardrobe stylist. That's who that is. Who is this? Jamil Spencer. Don't know who that is. Sarah Chapman. Oh, yeah. Chance's mom. And then writing both Sean Combs' brother-in-law and someone who worked closely with him for 15 years. Who is this? Stephen Dent. Oh, that must be Keisha's husband. Oh, did I skip Stevie J? Oh, wait. Claudine De Niro. Ariel Malone. Shay. Who was that? Go back. No, that was a long letter. That's the one she wrote, or this person wrote 3-4 pages long. Here's hers. So this is Young Miami's letter. This is what she had to say. Young Miami said, Dear Your Honor, my name is Carisha Brownlee. I'm a mother, daughter, sister, and a hip hop artist who has spent many years in the public eye. I want to be clear that I cannot speak on or defend anything that may have happened before I met Sean Combs. I do not condone any wrongdoing. I can only speak from my personal experience and the man I've come to know over the past 4 years. For 3 of those years, I was in a public relationship with Sean, and during that time, I witnessed and came to know a different person than the one often portrayed. Behind the scenes, he was loving, genuine, supportive, and always encouraging. He motivated me, believed in me, and helped me grow both personally and professionally. I'm writing this letter because I believe it's important for the court to know the side of Sean that isn't always seen or spoken about. The man who poured into others, who gave opportunities, who led by example, and who loved deeply. He helped shape me both professionally and personally. He believed in me, pushed me to grow, and taught me how to be a better businesswoman. He helped me find balance between chasing my dreams and being present for my family, because that's what he did. No matter how busy he was, he never missed holidays or special moments with his family. One of my most meaningful memories was when he took me to my first Met Gala. It wasn't just about that event. It was about what it represented. Sean has always made it a priority to open doors for Black people, to make sure we are seen, to make sure we are seen. Sean has always made it a priority. Oh, wait. To make sure we are seen, heard, and valued in spaces where we've historically been excluded. He's constantly encouraged me and so many others to dream bigger, walk in confidence, and never shrink who we are to make others comfortable. He also gave me a voice by providing me a platform on his network to speak for the culture and connect with people in a way that was real and authentic. That opportunity changed the direction of my career and showed me the impact one person can have when they choose to uplift others. Beyond all of that, I've seen him give back to the community over and over again. In 2022, we fed the homeless together on Thanksgiving, but that was just one example. There were so many moments where he gave quietly, privately, without cameras, because his heart genuinely wanted to help. I've also witnessed him doing real inner work. He made the choice to check himself into anger management, start therapy, and commit to physical healing through therapy. That takes strength, humility, and self-awareness. He didn't do it for show. He did it because he wanted to grow and to become a better person. In my personal experience, Sean is not a danger or a threat to the community. He is a man of God, someone who uplifts, supports, and inspires those around him to be better mentally, physically, and spiritually. But more than anything, he's a father, and his kids are the ones who look up to him the most. They need him. His presence, love, and guidance matter deeply in their lives. I truly believe that he belongs at home with his family, the people who mean the most to him, and who continues to be the greatest source of purpose and strength. Judge, that's a good man. Thank you, Carisha Brownlee. Any comments? Oh, hey, Harlem Starling, listen to Phases, not watching the chat. All right. And then I think we have one more from Stevie J and we'll be done. I'm probably going to read every last one of the letters just because, but I didn't want to bore y'all too much with all this reading. So this one, who is this? Jeff Burrows. Who is Jeff Burrows, y'all? I know him. I know that name. Okay, let me keep going. Harlem, who is Jeff Burrows? Robert Celestine, Esquire. Terry Haskins. Who is this? Vashta Wilson. Sad Smith. That's Lala. This Lala's, and this is where Lala talked about I'll Be Sure So Bad, bashed him, and said he has never stepped up to the plate to do anything for Quincy, for his child. I thought that was, I mean, she could have left that part out. Making band. Come on, where's Stevie's? Mark Turner, Director of Human Resources. It's just crazy how all these people came out, but all of them took his jobs away from him or didn't offer him one. Neil Dominique, don't know who you are. Family friend and niece. Oh. Lewis Johnson, come on. Where is Stevie's letter? Jerome Ferguson, I know that name. Carlton Neron Thomas. Rodriguez, Desmond Ryan, Angela, Marlon Grimes, Charles Alexander, Prince Charles Alexander. Got the Prince writing for him. Gary Anderson. Lucas White. Stevie was down at the bottom, wasn't he? Here we go. There's Stevie J. I'm going to read this really quick, but I got to just grab me a drink of water really quick, y'all. Stevie's towards there. I just found him, yeah. It sounds like I know. His name sounds familiar. That's a good man. All right, let me get a drink of water real quick. All right. Jeff Burrows, marketer, brand strategist. Yeah, it seems like I know him. Well, I know the name. Jeff Burrows, marketer and brand strategist, previous CMO of Def Jam, worked for Simon Cowell. Oh, was also the head of Bad Boy Worldwide Entertainment, orchestrated the growth of the company. Oh, okay. The name was just familiar to me. So we'll get this last letter read, and this is Stevie J. Just see his, I just saw his face in my mind. Just can't take him serious sometimes. All right. Dear Your Honor, my name is Stevie J. I'm a 3-time Grammy award-winning music producer from Buffalo, New York, where I was the youngest of 6 siblings raised by a single father. I've known Mr. Combs for 29 and a half years, as we met in a recording studio, and he changed my life forever, my life ever since. Coming from having little to nothing, Mr. Combs gave me an opportunity to produce songs for the music industry's elite artists, the Jackson 5, Sting, Mariah Carey, Boyz II Men, Notorious B.I.G., Jay-Z, Beyonce, New Edition, and the list goes on. That opportunity was instrumental in changing my lifestyle and providing me with the golden chance of making the history of having 3 number one songs on the charts from June 14th through September 27, 1997. Aside from being influential in my musical career, Mr. Combs is a dedicated son to his beautiful mother and a loving father to his 7 well-mannered children. I'm saying these words because I know them to be true, because I had I had a front row to witness him through the many years of our brotherhood, from being present for all of his children's sports events, birthdays, and graduations, to watching him displaying parental guidance and support to them. He's the most vibrant and happy spending time. He's the most vibrant and happy spending time with his mom and children. I've honestly been a spectator to these beautiful moments in his life. My father was my best friend, and when passed away 2 years ago, without asking Mr. Combs for a dime, he nearly paid the expenses of the funeral, and that speaks volumes from the type of heart that he possesses. Being in this entertainment business for 30 years and being friends with Sean, we've both endured personal challenges with anger and drugs. As I've been going to therapy and taking all the necessary precautions never to look back at addiction again. I'm proud of Sean. I've read in the press that he's clean and sober, and also taking anger management therapy to become a better person, because we all fall short as long as we correct ourselves and never revert to our old ways. Your Honor, as I end this letter, I'd like to thank you doing an excellent service on this case, and I'd like to request leniency as you make your decision, because his mom, children, and his friends truly miss him. All the best, Stevie J. Let me say this about Stevie J. That letter sounded good. Like, I took him serious, and he's been the one, if we just want to be honest, he's been the one that stood by Puff no matter what. He has been by him no matter what. He never was wish-washy. He never acted like he was going to sway another way. He's been by his side. And so I can appreciate Stevie's letter. And I guess that's the least he could do as his friend. So that's all the letters that I wanted to read. Because I've been wondering, like, where's Stevie J? And I understand that, he's been having his issues. He's trying to get therapy and do his thing too. But again, if you guys would just join me in the chat and just tell me what you're thinking. Like, again, I didn't see many responses, but really, like, you were right. Right, and Harlem did say something, but yeah, Harlem, Stevie's been quiet for a long time, so I don't know if he's where he's at, or what he's doing. I think the last time I saw him, he had a new artist that he was producing for, and we saw them taking pictures of. Oh, he did an interview on TMZ, and he was with it. Said that was his new artist that he was working with. But again, Thursday, I think things will stand as they are, and on sentencing, I think he'll do some time. He won't get time served at that time, but it won't be too. I don't think it's going to be too much more time that he's going to have to do. But as far as them speaking with the lawyers and the lawyers kind of guiding them and telling them what they needed in these letters, you're right. They did their job. They painted the picture of a family man, and I think that's what they need to do. In front of the judge, to even get him to even think about, leaning any way towards what they're wanting. But I just don't know if that'll work. I just don't know that this is enough, because there is a lot of stuff that Puff, the evidence showed the things that he was doing. And you just can't take that back, and we all do stuff. And, bad enough, if it's bad enough, you're going to pay for it. You know, if it means go to jail, it means doing some time, whatever, you know, and it's just Puff's time now. It's like everything has caught up with him, and it's just his time. So I just don't think he'll get time served. What are you saying, right? Same as I said before, show up to testify. The prosecution can dig up all sorts of things about your life. All these letters is helpful, but a bit too late. We'll see. I agree. I think they're on the late train. I think that before he even was arrested, before this even came out, before any of this, like it was years and years, you should have been trying to change your life and be better. You know, but sometimes it takes people going through this to change. So I'm not saying that he can't change, but I'm saying that the things that he's done, you can't undo it. And the judge sees that. And yes, these letters are very touching. Like if you take away the things that he's done and just look at the letters, it's very touching, but you can't unsee what he's done. I say that, I continue to say that. So anyway, we shall see, you guys. I appreciate y'all being here with me reading these long letters. And I appreciate y'all indulging in the conversation in the chat. APZ said, I hope he gets a chance to return to his family one day. You know, so we don't want to see anybody down, but I'm sure he will return to his family, but I just don't know when. I don't think it'll be October the 3rd that he'll get to go home. Just my opinion only. I could be so wrong. I could be calling this so wrong, but that's my opinion. It's my opinion. So you guys, with that said, I appreciate y'all being here. Sarah wrote one and Misa didn't say a lot. Did Misa write one? Because I saw Sarah's, but I didn't know. I didn't see one from Misa. And I wonder why. Anyway, I appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to go through the rest of these letters tonight, read them. I hope y'all have a good night. And we shall see y'all back here tomorrow. Definitely on Thursday. We'll be here. So y'all take care. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night. Yeah, I didn't think she did. Okay. I didn't think Anissa did. Did you read Sarah's, Harlem? APZ, thank you for being here, girl. Thank y'all all for being here. Thank you for hitting the like. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. And until tomorrow, y'all have a good night. Be blessed. See y'all.